So my Home Depot and Lowe's life update. I have 3.4 thousand views and I made, hi guys, Ann here, and today we have a sit down video. I have been talking for a while about, I wanted to make a video about YouTube. I always get in my DMs, on Instagram, and I get comments, and sometimes I get emails on just like YouTube in general. How do they start? They don't know where to begin. So many of you guys always wonder, like, how much do YouTubers make? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and make a video and tell you everything that I know about YouTube. I'm going to be talking about CPM, RPM, trust me, you'll know what that stuff means, how much I make on this channel. If you don't know, I have a beauty channel called Just Ann that I started that in 2017, so 6 years. This one's only been a couple years. But I'm going to tell you everything about this channel, how much I make per video. I'm actually going to show you. You will see in my analytics how much I make a year, all that type of stuff. Also going to talk about what apps I use for editing, for my thumbnails, and different things when I actually talk to YouTube itself, what they recommended me and different things. So if that is something that you're interested in, then keep on watching.
Are you ready for it?
All right, really quickly. I know, almost looks like a chameleon. I brought back the brick backdrop because if you have not watched my beauty channel for long, back in the day when I first started using backdrops, it was like the brick, and I had it for a couple years. And so I figured it brings back nostalgia, however you say it. But I want to ask you guys the question. So I have this tie-dye shirt on. I can't go that far back because right here is my bed. But let me know what you think of this. You guys know I like tie-dye. I do have my own website, which I haven't had anything on it, but I may or may not be hand making these. So let me know what you guys think. This is a large, but a large in men's. I will have women's sizes and all that, and then different colors. So let me know down below, do you guys still like the tie-dye? And if you do, what colors? I started watching YouTube in 2016. I was the type of person, I never watched YouTube. I was a cable TV. So back then, if you would have said, if you can live with cable TV or internet for the rest of your life, I would have been like, cable TV, right? I mean, I might have like looked stuff up, but like I never used YouTube, never even looked at a video. And so my daughter at the time was about 14 or 15, and she had braces on. And now at that time, I was at one of my deepest depressions, okay? I didn't wear makeup for almost 10 years. I mean, nothing, not mascara, lipstick. I might have had a little clear lip gloss or something like that, but nothing. Anyway, I was at the orthodontist, and the hygienist said every month, you know, she would go and had said, you know, to a couple of the parents about Ipsy, and never heard of Ipsy, never knew what beauty boxes was. Like I said, I never even went into an Ulta or Sephora before. I mean, I've heard of them, but never went in there. And at that time, Ipsy only had the glam bag, and it was $10 a month. They didn't have the Ipsy Plus or anything like they do now. And she was saying how she bought a whole year's worth, and she didn't know that she could pay for it monthly. That was $10. And I didn't know what she was talking about. So I just stayed quiet, and I wasn't asking questions or anything like that because everybody else was talking about it. I didn't want to look stupid. So I remember going home, and I got on YouTube and I looked up Ipsy because I'm like, what the heck is Ipsy? A few people came up. Abby from Abadabs came up, and Abby was doing our 100 subscriber giveaway. I mean, now she's like, what, 25,000 subscribers? But I mean, and she was doing YouTube for like a year. So she's been doing YouTube for like 7 years. So a long time. She was doing her 100 subscriber giveaway. And then a young lady named Lisa Stroop. And Lisa Stroop was like, she was the main one. She did every type of beauty box, subscription box you can think of. And there wasn't a lot of unboxing channel back then. There wasn't even a lot of subscription boxes back then. And then I was like, oh, wow. And I remember, like, I didn't even know you can comment or anything like that. And then after a while, I started commenting to Lisa Stroop and to Abadabs. And I found out that Abby like literally lives 25 minutes from me. And so then we just got talking, and then I found other YouTubers that did like unboxings and different things. And I was, and they kept saying, you should make a channel, because I was like, oh, so that's when I got into Ipsy, BoxyCharm, because I was scared to go in Ulta Sephora because I didn't know what the heck I was talking about. So for me, it was easier to get subscription boxes, right? So then because I didn't even know what I liked, because when I was wearing makeup, like you had bronzer and blush, but highlighter, what the heck is highlighter? Contour, what the heck is contour? Like it wasn't a thing. Even like doing eyebrows, you just got them waxed, but it wasn't a thing, like for me, you know? So then I started having a subscription addiction, you know. But anyway, that's how it was. So I think I was watching them for about 6 months, and I made my very first video. It was February of 2017. It was the BoxyCharm video, and I was so nervous. And Abby and Lisa and a few people were like shouting out my channel, and I got to like 100 subscribers within just a couple weeks, and I was shocked. You know, but it was so nice because I got to talk to people, you know, and, you know, I had kids at the time, right? And I didn't really have friends. I didn't trust people, but it was so nice. And like, we talked about makeup and beauty boxes, because like my family and stuff, they weren't into that type of stuff. But I didn't know how to edit. I was not tech savvy at all. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I used my same email that I always had. So if you go back to my Just Ann channel, which I'll show you, it'll say I started my channel in 2012, which is not true. That's when I started my email, because that's the year I met my husband, and then we got married the same year. And I didn't even have an email. I never even owned a computer until I met my husband. And so I didn't know like have a new email. So, but I really started in 2017. And I don't think you can change it from when it's like, I don't think so. But this is my main channel. So right now I have 52,000. I did have 300, but it went down to 298. And if you go to the About section, it says I joined April 24th, 2012, but I really started in 2017. So, but my point is, the reason why I'm bringing it up, like I knew nothing about it. I didn't know anything about trolls. I started watching like beauty channels because I'm like, okay, well, how do you use this stuff? So it was like Nikki Tutorials, Jaclyn Hill, you know, the old school. And they were a lot younger. I mean, Nikki Tutorials was only like 21, 22, Jaclyn Hill, they were all young. And I was 40, just about ready to turn 41. I started in February. April is my birthday. I turned 41. So let's just say I was 41 when I started YouTube. I couldn't do my makeup and use the powders and bacon and all the stuff that they did. It was a hot mess. So I had my channel, moving forward, I had my channel for a year and a half before I even started editing. I didn't edit for a year and a half. And when you're doing unboxings, right? And I always like doing first impressions. So if somebody knocked on the door, I started when Nala was 5 months old. She's 6 now. And she would bark or something like that. Here's me. I would put everything back in the box and start all over again. So it was like I talked so fast. So if you go back to my older videos, my videos were like 6, 7 minutes because I just talked so fast. I didn't want to get interrupted. Not realizing you could just on your phone, hit the pause button and then start it back up. No, I started all over. It was a mess. I did have a friend at the time show me like the basics and like the very bare minimum, but I still to this day appreciate her for doing that, because if I didn't know the bare minimum, I wouldn't have learned how to do anything. I am the type of person, as long as I know like how to do something, I will stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning. I will watch so many tutorials and I'll figure it out, but I got to know I am a hands-on learner. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, go back and look at my thumbnails. They were a hot mess. I think the first app that I ever used to make thumbnails was PicMonkey. Oh, I'll tell you really quickly and then I'll get moving on. When I was uploading my video, at the time, Isaiah was 12 years old. He's 18 now. So I would film my videos and he was in 6th grade, 6th or 7th grade. And then he would come home and he would upload the video for me because I didn't even know how to upload a video. So when I tell you guys, like some of you guys that are new that can upload a video but don't know how to do this, if you can upload a video and don't need help, because I didn't even know how to do that, then everything that I tell you, I think that some of the information may help you. So like I said, I wasn't very good at doing thumbnails, and I started with PicMonkey. So now I use PixArt. And I do everything on my phone. I film on my phone. I edit on my phone. I do my thumbnails on my phone. Everything is done on my phone. So people ask me like, well, do you need a lot of money to start? No, I still film on my phone. I'm working on getting a camera, but I still do it. And right now I have lights. So I have a ring light and I have 2 soft boxes. All you need really is if you can't get a ring light or anything like that, natural lights and a phone. You can get one of those small little tripods. I mean, you can get them for like $10 on Amazon. You don't need anything fancy. You can even rig it to, put some books and whatever to hold your phone up high enough. But that's basically all you need. You don't have to spend any money. If you don't want to show people what your house looks like or anything like that, you can get a backdrop. I think this backdrop was like either $15 or $20. It wasn't much. And I get all my backdrops off of Amazon. So starting a YouTube channel doesn't cost anything. You don't have to know how to edit. You don't have to know how to do anything. You don't even have to know how to do thumbnails. Take a picture on your camera mode. Take a picture. At least start. Some people ask me, is it too late to start YouTube? No, it's never too late. Never. I started for a few reasons. I was depressed. I wanted that connection with people. I wanted to have things in common, makeup, beauty boxes, different things. On this channel, I like to get more personal and vlog and share my life and this is something totally different because like you guys know I'm going through some things now, like a divorce and all different things, and you guys help me out because I feel not alone, and I do the same thing. I share my life because I want you to feel like you're not alone. We don't always have it all together. Sometimes we're very good actresses, I'm trying to go over some of the questions that you guys asked me before we get into the meat and potatoes about YouTube, how much money you make, how do they determine how much money you make, and all that type of stuff. Okay, so as far as my editing, I use KineMaster or KineMaster. I'm not sure how to say it, but I just say KineMaster, and I do everything on my phone. You can get KineMaster if you have Apple or Android. Now you can pay monthly or you could pay the year. I pay the year because it's a little bit cheaper. I don't know if it's about $40 a year. Now there are people that do like real fancy editing and stuff and do that, but I'm just not tech savvy, but if I can do it, you can do it. If you guys ever want me to make a video of how I edit or how to edit, like the basics and different things, I can definitely do that. Let me know. And the same as thumbnails. I could do that too and show you how I make my thumbnails. Okay, so a lot of questions also of like PR, because like I said, on my main channel. Now, I don't reach out to companies. I have my email address on my About page. And a lot of times they reach out to me there, or Instagram. I have my email, and then they'll reach out to me to ask, if they can send me things. Also, I haven't done lately, but when I used to leave my P.O. box as well, sometimes they would just send stuff to my P.O. box. But most of the time they will reach out to me. But, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to companies. What's the worst they could do is say no. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't start getting PR till I had about 1,500 subscribers. Okay, how to apply to get monetized. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. Once you get that, it's been so long, I don't know if you get like an email from YouTube that says, hey, you're able to get monetized, but they also have this thing, like I just know on the computer, that then you could apply. Once you reach that, you can go in, there's a little thing that says monetize, and then you go in and apply. Then YouTube will review your channel to see if they want to monetize your thing, because just because you reach that YouTube does not have to monetize you, So if you see if you're ad friendly and stuff. And then it took about a couple weeks, I believe, when I was in review. See, when I first started my channel, my beauty channel, you only had to have 10,000 views. That's it. You didn't have to have a certain amount of subscribers, watch time hours, as long as you had 10,000 views. And I just got monetized, and within maybe 4 or 5 months, then they changed it to that. And I was like, oh, Now, you have to keep that 4,000 4,000 hours for the whole year. So just because you're monetized does not mean that you will stay monetized. So if you don't make a 4,000 hours the next year, YouTube will demonetize you. And that is another thing that I want to talk about. So as far as people taking breaks and different things. Now, back in 2019, most of you guys know, it was the hardest year of my life. Okay, it really started in 2018, September of that year. So the end of 2018, we had the house fire. Then February of 2019, my grandmother passed away. My mother and grandmother lived together, and she was like my second mother. Then my mom was already on hospice. Then going down to that year, so I was like a mess. I felt guilty and all other things. Then October of that year, my daughter had to have heart and lung surgery. She almost died on me twice in October. Meanwhile, my mom was dying, and my mom died a month later on Thanksgiving of that year. So it was hard. 2020, me and my husband were separated. That was a whole nother thing. So like for a few years, I was going through it, and I never took a break, ever. And I should have, because there were a lot of people that would say, you're so negative, you're this, you're that. But in my head, I'm like, well, I'm grieving, I'm this. And, I didn't get it until now. I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I should have took a break. I definitely should have. Because sometimes when you're going through that, you don't realize that you're that mean. Like I knew I was being mean and different things, like to my friends, not mean, but like I would shut down, but I didn't realize how bad I was, So I do think when you're going through things, if social media is too much or what have you, I do think you should take a break for your own mental health. However, here's the thing. How long is too long? So you got to remember, YouTube is a computer. And YouTube is all about making money, okay? So if you're not making them money, they're not promoting you. You remember that, okay? So if you're used to getting, let's say, 100,000 views every month with every video, or even 20,000 views every month, okay? So you stop making videos for a few months or what have you. And now it's saying, well, now you're only making 1,000 views because people are just watching like your older videos, okay? You're not getting a lot of engagement, comments, likes up because you're not having any videos that you're making. Well, it's a computer, right? And so they're looking at it like, oh, well, people must not be interested in your content. So we're going to kind of like shadow ban you. We're not going to recommend your stuff. We're not going to notify people like that. Instead of somebody looking and say, oh, well, she hasn't posted in 2 months or she hasn't posted in a month. That's why. They don't see that. They just look at numbers, right? And so that can hurt you. So then when you do come back, you're like, what the heck? My views are bad. My notifications are bad. What is going on? But that's why. And it's very hard to get back in the algorithm once you're out. Now, some people do, but it's very hard for most to get back in it. So you have to also remember that. How long is too long? Even if you come back, if you need a break and come back every 2 weeks and, do a 5-minute video. Hey guys, I'm okay. Just to keep you in that algorithm. Let me give you my own example. So last year I had my heart attack and I had to get a stent put in. And so I took a lot of time off. And then I was also going like just very depressed and stuff. When you're sick, you want your mom and I don't know. And so, I fell into a depression and stuff. And so on this channel, I stopped filming. Like I was only doing a video maybe once a week, sometimes only twice a month. Like it was bad. So then when I started vlogging, doing my walk and talks and stuff, it was very hard to get back in that algorithm. I'm going to show you by the pay and all that kind of stuff. It took a while to finally now, a whole year later, I'm finally getting back in the algorithm. On my main channel where I was getting a lot of views, a lot because beauty boxes aren't as popular. When COVID happened, a lot less people are wearing all that makeup, or now that you've had it for a couple years, you already have the makeup, right? And so that's another reason as well. But my views are bad. Why? Because I used to put out a video just about every day, at least 5 to 6 videos a week. And now maybe I do two a week, maybe 3 if you're lucky. And so that has hurt me as well, definitely. So if you're going to start a channel, you have to be consistent. Consistency means a lot with YouTube. Remember, it's all based on a computer. It's all about views, numbers, and I don't care what anybody tells you. Not so much about subscribers. YouTube does not give a damn how many subscribers you have. Unless you need to get monetized, and you need to have at least 1,000. But really, numbers are for maybe ego, I don't know, but it's also for brands. You know, if you want brands to work with you, they could say, yeah, you have an audience, you can influence, you would be a good influence to sell their products, because they're not just going to give you something for free if they don't think they can make any money off of you. That's why when you don't have a lot of subscribers, it's very hard to get PR or if your view count, because they look at it as a business, like, well, why am I going to give you something for free when you're not selling my products? Or you don't have the audience to am I making sense? So the numbers is really nothing, but it is about the views, the watch time, and all that stuff. That is what YouTube looks at. So I say, if you're going to start, at least make a video. I say at least 2 times a week, but at least once a week. You have to make sure you stay in that algorithm. You have to. Then there's also a thing with doing too much YouTube, because too much YouTube can hurt you as well. Some people think, well, let me keep posting, and maybe one of these videos will take off. But to a lot of your subscribers and stuff, if it's too much, if it's overfeeding, they're going to unsubscribe. Or if somebody works or they're busy, have a family, they may only have time to watch one of your videos out of the 3 you posted today. And so that one video might get more views and the other ones aren't. And then YouTube is a computer seeing, well, you're not getting those views, not looking at, well, you put 3 videos out, so they're not going to promote the other ones. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's really about luck. Let's just be real. So I think that's all I want to talk about that before we get into the monetization, because you girl can talk, and I've already been talking for 30 minutes. If there's anything else that you guys want to know, because I didn't want to get really in depth, this is just a basic, but anything else you want to know, leave in the comments. And like I said, I can make other videos. I can show you how I edit, how I make my thumbnails, if you have any more questions about that. I just want to tell you a little bit, the basics, how to start, taking breaks, wondering why when you come back, why, like with the algorithm and all that type of stuff. Oh, before I forget, I do want to talk about, this is very important. Sometimes you'll notice if I put out a video and you'll see a thumbnail, and then all of a sudden my thumbnail changes. So I remember when my videos weren't getting as many, this is on my beauty channel, and I reached out to YouTube and I'm like, well, and they gave me some suggestions. They said, try changing your title or your thumbnail. Because let's say you have a video from 2 years ago. Well, if nobody's watching it, the best thing, like they told me, is re-promote it, put it in your community post, talk about it, link it in the end screens at the end of the people's videos when the other videos pop up, put in the description box. Because if it starts getting traction, then YouTube is a computer. They're going to say, oh, people are interested in this video. Let me re-promote it. So sometimes, let's say I do a BoxyCharm video on my beauty channel, and it's like, oh, it's not getting the views that it was. I think, okay, let me change my thumbnail. And so a lot of times that helps, or my title, because there might be a specific word or something that gets it in the algorithm, and then YouTube promotes it. It might be people like the thumbnail better, so they'll click it, because YouTube is about click-through and impressions and all that other type of stuff, the technical stuff. Do you know what I mean? So if you have a video that you put out that's not doing well, then I suggest change the title or change the thumbnail, or do both. A lot of times I change my title first. And then if that's not helping, I change my thumbnail. And there have been a lot of times that it really has helped, or sometimes it don't. But that's why if you see, like, because I had seen somebody comment, about a year or two ago, a year and a half ago, in their community, and they were like, oh, Anne's trying to trick you by thinking it's a new video as she changed her thumbnail. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. YouTube told me change my damn thumbnails and see if that helps, So definitely recommend to do that. Even if it's an old video from 2 years ago, go in there and try to change it, and you never know what can happen. Or change the title. And thumbnails mean something. Some people, they don't worry about their thumbnails. They don't do it. Thumbnails and titles And in your description box means a lot because, like I said, it's a computer thing. And you have to look at it as a viewer. If you are a YouTuber, a content creator, and look at it as a viewer. If you see a thumbnail that's in black and white or all dark colors or what have you, and then you see a thumbnail that has reds and yellows or whatever, our eyes, what do you think our eyes attract to like most of the time is that brightness, right? So it's kind of like that. You have to draw in people and have that thumbnail, make it a little creative, because if you just have a thumbnail that you don't even care about, then you can't complain that people aren't clicking onto it. You do have to put a little time into making your thumbnails. So let's talk about the meat and potatoes, why you guys are most likely here. How much do I make on this channel? So YouTube goes, there's two things. There's a CPN and there's a RPM. And it's kind of like the same thing, but different. CPM is how much advertisers pay YouTube for every 1,000 impressions. So every 1,000, we'll just say views. Well, that's what they pay. Now, YouTube makes 45% off of you, and you make the 55%. So they take 45% of your income every month, every video. And RPM, if you ever hear people talk about it, that's how much you make per 1,000 views. So kind of like how much you make an hour. And then that also goes by ads, because you basically get paid by the ads. So if you ever see a YouTuber and they have so many ads, you're like, why do they have so many ads or whatever? Sometimes people are greedy and that's what they do. Now, you might have where it says skip ad. We still get paid some, but we get paid the longer you watch the ad. Now, I'm not saying if there's a 5 or 6 minute ad, but if there's ads just like 30 seconds, that does help the content creator the longer that you watch the ad. And everybody's RPMs are different. Like mine is, what I make on my beauty channel is a lot more than what I make on this channel. It also goes by the length of your video. So if I have 3,000 views and Sally over here has 3,000 views, that does not mean we make the same amount of money. My video could be 20 minutes and her video could be 20 minutes. But maybe you only watched 10 minutes of it and somebody watched 15 or 20 minutes of her video. Well, she's going to get paid more, but also YouTube is about making money. YouTube wants to keep you on YouTube because the longer you're on YouTube, the longer they make money. So then they will promote your video as well. So it goes by that as well. So it's more than just your thumbnail, your title. It's how long are you staying on the video? What percentage? 60%, 80%, or only 10%? Because if you're only watching 10%, you're just going to think, okay, well, you know, people aren't watching, so they're not going to promote it, right? I can have a 20-minute video. 20-minute video. Sally can have a 40-minute video, but I might make more because you watched 80% of my video and only 15% of hers. Or the same thing with views. I can have 3,000 views, Sally can have 20,000 views, but I might make more, right? So you just remember what I show you on here doesn't mean everybody with that amount of views is making the same amount of money. So let's go to my analytics. A lot of the times you can find more stuff out on a computer, but I'm going to show you what I can on the phone. You can get YouTube Studio. Now, I didn't put as many videos out as I normally did this month because I've been doing a lot of yard work and different things like that. So far, I have, through the whole month, I have 51.6K views. That's with all of my videos. I have 11.5 watch time hours. And I gained 289 subscribers. And then I'll tell you about how much so far I made per month and this month and all that. So my Home Depot and Lowe's life update, okay? I have 3.4 thousand views. My impressions click-through rate right now is 5.3, which is very low, okay? Usually they want it to be at least at 8%. Really a 10, but at least an 8%, because that helps too. And what that is, if you ever see on your home screen or on your screen and you see somebody's thumbnail, but you keep just going past it without clicking it, that is what that is. So in other words, only 5% are clicking it, okay, right now. So then they're not really going to promote it. But if you have a higher click rate, they'll promote it and say, oh, people are liking this. Let me keep going. Okay, my average view duration. Okay, so that video was 35.38 minutes, and the average view duration was 17.44 minutes. So, you know, halfway or so. Now, I don't know like how long each person watch. It just gives me an estimate, like that's what they're watching. Okay, let's click to get more of the analytics. Okay, so with this video, it says, looking good. This video has got 3,404 views, which is similar to the 26 through 3,700. I have, so you can see, I don't know, right here, 3.4. That video, I got 1,000 watch time hours just on this video. I gained 3 subscribers and I made $62.06 on that video. So then we'll go to the one before that. My husband came over with police escort. All right, so that has 8.1 thousand views. Let me hit this so you can see. Oh, no, I had to get out of there. The click-through, the impressions click-through rate is 9.6, and the average view time is 16.40 minutes, and that was 38-minute video as well. I don't know what you guys can see because of this ring light. Okay, so let's hit go to analytics. Okay. So it'll say, okay, I have 8.1 thousand views. I got 2.2 thousand watch time hours. I gained 62 subscribers. And I made $128.30 on that video. I'll do one more and then I'll go into like how much I make a month, all that type of stuff. All right, mini backyard tour. That has 3.1 thousand. My click-through rate was 6.7 and the average view time was 14:36. So I get about 50% of the watch time hours on this channel. Watch time minutes. Okay, views again, 3.1. Watch time hours on that is 765. I gained 10 subscribers and I made $59.24. That's basically what I make on each video. So now, because I know this video is long, let's go to the analytics and I can tell you how much I made so far and all that. So my estimated for this month, which is not over yet, this is an estimation, but I'll show you exactly how much I'm making right now. It says I'll make about $730.99 for the month. But if I look to see exactly how much I'm making right now, from this day right now, and what is today, the 25th, I believe, or 26th, 25th, I made $681 right here and 20 cents. So I don't make a whole lot of money on this channel. And that's what might surprise people. If you want to start a YouTube channel because you think, oh, I can make money, I can get PR, brand deals, sponsorships. It's not true. Until you're over that 100,000 mark, you just don't make a lot of money. Let me tell you what my RPM is on this channel, and then we'll go in how much so far I made through the year and all that stuff. It's $8.50. That's all I make per 1,000 views. Now, like I said, my beauty channel that has more, I make a lot more money on that channel. Not enough to like I'm just living the luxury, but I do make a lot more money on that channel. Now, let's go to the analytics. I'll tell you what I made for the whole year. So I only made, and I'll tell you why I only made this so far, and it's May, almost June, so for 6 months, we'll say about $4,420 and some odd cents right there. And that is because I will show you. For the longest time, this is why I tell you that taking time off can hurt you. Not being consistent. December of 2022, okay, I only made $118.83 for the whole month. January of 2023, I made $181.12. February, I made $194.58. Now in March is when I start putting more content out. You know, me and my husband, we're separated and all that, you know, I'm kind of getting out of my shell. That depression, that feeling like I'm walking on eggshells has been gone, that I'm filming a lot more, right? So, because I'm filming more, instead of like maybe once or twice a week, or really once a week, I made $495.12. April, which was last month, I made $783.62. And right now May is ongoing, and that's at $681.20. And that's because I'm being more consistent. Do I film every day? No. I put about 3 vlogs up a week, 3 to 4, and I need to do a lot more. You know? So I need to be more consistent. But you see the difference between $100 and $700, almost $800. Instead of doing it once a week, or once every week and a half, if I do 3 videos a week, 3 to 4, I make more money. I'm more consistent. YouTube is promoting my videos more because I'm being more consistent, because it's a computer. It's showing, oh, more people are watching these videos now. Let's start promoting her. Does that make sense? They're not looking at it like, oh, well, she only put 1 video out a week for a couple months because she's going through things. Does that make sense? So I know you're probably shocked. You think people make more money than that, but people don't. And there was a time on my main channel that I made a lot of really good money when subscription boxes was doing really well. I was getting 40, 50,000 views just about on every video. Now I can't even get a 10,000 view is a lot for me, right? So I'm only making half of that, not even less than half of that. So I don't think you should ever like quit your daytime job or start buying these big houses and cars until you're like consistent. You're over that 100K mark. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't make as much as you think. And also, before I forget, YouTube doesn't take taxes out. So what I make, I'm getting. But then at the end of the year, you have to pay that back. And that's a whole nother video I can talk about what taxes and what write-offs and all that kind of stuff. I can do that as well. But this is just the basics. I've been talking for almost an hour. So I hope I got majority of your questions answered, the basics about YouTube. But let me know down below, like I said, if there's anything you want me to go more in depth, any other videos, I definitely will. So let me know down below. Let me know what you think of these type of videos. And that's everything, guys. Please like this video. It really does help me out. Like I told you, the more engagement you get, the more it does help. Or dislike it, that helps me out as well. Make sure you leave a comment. Commenting really does help out with engagement. I don't even know if I talked about that, but the more engagement you get, YouTube thinks, oh, people are into this, they're engaging. Let me promote their videos more. That's why a lot of times we always say, like the video, because it really does help. Share my videos. If there's ever a video that you really like, share them. That helps too. That's considered engagement. And there might be somebody else that might say, oh, I like her, And that's everything, guys. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Ooh, your girl is thirsty. All right. Now I gotta get Aura her birthday cake. I can't believe she's a year old already. My baby girl.